Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and in this video I'm going to show you how I made this tumbler doing the dirty, pour, Elmer's glue and tattoo methods. So if you're interested to see how I did this, stick around and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright guys, I am using a 15-ounce stainless steel tumbler, Mainstays brand, purchased at Walmart. I have sanded it and spray painted it with Rust-Oleum's Lilac. I'm going to apply my glitter using the tack it method, so I am using Aleene's Tack It Over and Over that I purchased on Amazon. You can also get it at Michael's Arts and Crafts. And I'm applying it using a Mod Podge brush that I purchased on Amazon as well. I'm making sure that I get a nice even coat. It's going to go on white and it will dry clear and tacky. I use one coat. Some people use two coats. It's up to you what you want to do. I feel like if you get a good enough coat that you only need one, but it's completely up to you. Alright guys, I am back with my cup and it is dry, and so now I am going to come in and I'm actually going to use 3 different holographics. I was only going to use the purple, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to go in with my Opalescent. So this is a silver holographic, Little Boy Hue, which is this purple holographic, and then I'm going to come in with Nile Blue. So, and this is the blue holographic. So I really didn't want them to be starkly different. So I'm going to just kind of sprinkle this on a diagonal like this. And I'm going to attempt to save my paper. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to try not to mix up the colors, but we'll see what happens. All right, silver, let's come in with the blue, and I'm going to overlap just a little bit. And this is like completely experimental, guys. Like all of this is so experimental. And usually I have a plan and, you know, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this and this is how I'm going to teach this. And here I'm like changing my mind and kind of winging it. So bear with me. It's an adventure. Sometimes we need to be unpredictable because, you know, predictable all the time is just, it'll drive you insane. So I'm just... You guys can't see, man. I need to re-angle my camera. My space is almost, my husband's working on a new craft space for me down in the basement, and I can't wait until it's done because I feel like I don't have any elbow room here. And so, you know, I just go and I'm like doing things, and then I'm like looking and I'm like, you guys can't see anything that I'm doing. So I apologize. I'm trying to make, you know, more of an effort to be more mindful of that. And I'm just like reusing new paper every time I pour. I'm making a big old glitter mess here. All right, so I'm reusing this paper. Yay! So yeah, so once I have my new space, I think it's gonna be, I'm gonna be able to move around better and position my camera at different angles. It's gonna be better for you guys to see without my cup falling off my thing. Because when I'm doing it sideways, it doesn't fall. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you guys can see, and now my cup is falling off because I didn't secure it enough. So my bad. All right, that one's gonna be a mixed mess. So we'll just put this to the side, and I'm gonna do purple. Let's bring the purple back. This glitter is so gorgeous. I can't even, like, I just can't even tell you how pretty it is in person. Like, you guys have to, if you don't have this in your glitter collection, you really must get this in your glitter collection. It is absolutely stunning. The sparkle, the shine, it's super fine. And so it like really gets great coverage. So definitely check the description below for the link on where to get this glitter and my discount code, which will help you with your entire order. All right, so I am now going to, I've got the coverage that I need, And so I'm just gonna put all this aside. I've got paper and glitter all over, and I'm just gonna start rubbing this in with a couple of fingers. You can do this with a gloved hand. You can do this with your fingers. You can do this with a silicone brush, but I'm gonna do it with my fingers, and we're just gonna rub it in. And if you haven't seen any of my tacky videos, I will treat it like you haven't. And so look how it just presses this glitter down, and just it gives a rainbow effect. It is absolutely gorgeous. Or if you want to leave it the way it is, you know, and seal it and epoxy it, go right ahead and do that. I am not going to do that, but I am going to seal this with my Rust-Oleum 2x clear once I'm done flattening all of this out. So Tack It is so I use Aleen's brand. Aleen's Tack It over and over. It is a repositional glue. So when it dries clear and it dries tacky or sticky. And you can actually make glue dots with it. So you can put it like a little ball of glue on something that it won't stick to, like silicone or wax paper, and let it dry for a couple of days, and then you have a sticky little glue ball. So I know that there's other repositional glue. I think I have not used any others other than the Aleen's. I order mine from Amazon. Actually, I ordered a couple from Michael's because it was cheaper than Amazon, and I did the pickup because I can never find it in a store, but they had it, so that's what I did. So I ordered a couple of bottles just to have on hand. So this is super, super pretty. It's just so rainbowy, but you know what? When you tack it down, like after tacking this down, you can't see the colors anymore, really. You can barely see like the blue from the purple and the silver. You can't really notice the difference. A little bit, you got to look at it on an angle. So, but I'm okay with that. So it's an experiment. So we're just seeing, like, so when you put it on and it was still fluffy, you could see the colors, you know, distinctly. But when we tack it down and we do all this, guess what? Like the colors it just turns into like rainbow, which I'm okay with. It looks absolutely gorgeous. All right, so I forgot to do my bottom, so I'm going to just take this glitter, and this is like, you know, a mixed glitter now, so it's not going to go anywhere but in and I'm doing this way up here and you can't see because I'm getting the bottom, but I'm just rubbing it in the bottom. So I'm just going to put this in a jar that is, you know, a bunch of mixed colors, but the other colors I'm definitely going to put back in their jars and save it for the next beautiful project that I'm gonna do. I like to catch all my glitter. Some people don't. It's up to you. You do you. But like, look at that. It is so gorgeous. Like, you hate to put anything on top of this, but you can kind of see the color shift there. Do you see it? Yeah, I see it now. A little bit better. It's still subtle. It's very subtle, which is okay. So I am done tacking this down, and I am going to put my 2x clear 2 coats over this, and then we are going to move on to the next step. All right, guys, I started doing this and I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just show you this. It's probably kind of silly, but all right, so I'm going to do the dirty pour, and this is what I'm going to use. My husband made this for me. This is what I use to, you know, like a makeshift drying rack. I don't have any fancy dancy tools that I bought off of Amazon or Etsy or whatever. So this is what I use, and it works perfect for me. Anyway, so I am gonna do the dirty pour like this, and I decided to do this as a catch plate. So I just cut a hole in a paper plate, and you know, cut these little, I don't know, slits in there so it'll just go around. So now I'm going to put that on top of my block. I mean, not that I really have to protect my block because it just gets glitter all over it and stuff, and it's just a piece of wood, but I figured why not? We'll do a catch plate. Because, yeah, I probably don't want to mess all over that. So I am going to take some tape and just tape around the bottom, kind of like flashing. so that it doesn't seep down in the holes. So I just have this packing tape because it's close, and I'm just gonna wrap it around so that it doesn't go down in the holes. And it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to seal the seam, kind of like caulking the seam up here. Yep, guys, nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. Alright, I just need a little piece on the back side, and then I am ready to start pouring paint all over this plate. One more little piece. Alright, that's it. I'm good to go. Alright, this cup is dry enough to start the process, so I'm going to go ahead and start mixing up my paints, and I'm going to be back. Alright guys, you know what? I'm just going to have you mix with me. Why not? Hang out. Hang out. I know I'm always rushing through these videos. Let's take some time. Alright, so the three colors I'm going to use are black, and I'm going to use white, and I'm going to use silver. So, Creatology brand, I have no idea where I got this. Then I've got my folk art and my apple bower. So I got like all three. I got a hodgepodge of stuff here. I have no idea how much of this I need, so I'm going to go in and I'm gonna fill it to maybe like a third of the cup here. I'm gonna fill it a third of the way. All right, so I'm just gonna explain to you what my thinking is here. So I've seen a lot of dirty pour videos. I've seen a lot of like pouring videos, and they have like mixed mediums and stuff for the acrylic paints. They do like flow troll, they call it, which is supposed to help it flow and make it not crack, like it conditions. It's a conditioner for the paint. But in this case, I want it to crack. So I'm not going to use any Floetrol, but I am going to use water to help thin it out. So I've got my white paint here in this big old jug. I think the reason why I got such a big jug was because I had like a 50% off coupon somewhere. So I was like, let me just buy this big old jug of this. So that's what I did. And we use white a lot. So all right, so I've got my paints in here. It's about a third of the way here, and I'm gonna start mixing some water in, and I'm not measuring anything. I'm just looking for a somewhat watery consistency, and yeah, I don't have anything to mix with, so I'm gonna grab something to mix with. 1, 2, 3. All right. And I'm just gonna start mixing, and whoa, that was way too much water. Oh boy. Whoa, I made it way too watery. So yeah, I'm gonna mix it more, make sure I got all of it, but all right, so I'm gonna add more paint. Oops. See guys, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna edit this out because you know what? I'm not perfect. And I'm experimenting, and I said that in the beginning. I'm experimenting, so, and I usually don't experiment on camera because, yeah, that's like way out of my comfort zone. I like to kind of like mess up in private, you know, like a closet screw up. So, but I'm gonna show you guys. All right, so this one isn't too much water, and maybe it's because it's a metallic. So that's pretty much the consistency I want. Let's see, what happened with the black? Oh, super watery here. Oops, whoops, oops, oops. So the metallic is thicker, so it could handle the water. Maybe I just poured less, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely too watery. Definitely want more paint in there. Yeah. All right, so let me give this a little bit of a squirt in here. More like a plop instead of a squirt. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Do you remember those commercials? God, I haven't seen one of those in forever. that's better. That's better. All right, so let me get a plop of white in here. No, I'm not gonna sing the plop plop fizz fizz song again. All right, let's see. Let's get a plop in here. Wow, that was a big plop. All right, let's go. Yikes. All right. Still really watery, holy cow. Really, really watery. Yeah, I definitely need it to be thicker. I'm gonna scrape the sides. Now I'm getting paint everywhere. Ugh. It's getting a little bit thicker. It like sunk to the bottom. So I just gotta bring it up. It's okay, it's getting a little bit better. Still a little watery, but maybe that's what I want. I have no idea. I don't know what I want. Because, you know, you can watch 1,000 videos, you know, of the, you know, the ones who, like, all they do is pour. And, like, they make it so easy, and they know exactly how much they need, and they know exactly what the consistency is supposed to do. When you're doing this for the first time, you don't have a clue. All right. So now I'm going to start mixing these in my Dixie cups. So I do know this, when they pour, and this is what I've seen them do, or I've seen some of them do, is they kind of like pour like down like the side. So they just go in with, you know, a little bit of each color, and I don't think you can see this. So you know what, let me lift you up. Let's see if I can point you down a little bit. See if you guys can see. Still can't see. Let me shift my camera. Let me do it off of camera. Okie dokie, I am set up. So I've got my one fan, because I want to hit this from 3 sides when I'm drying it. So I've got my fan to sit up here on boxes of gloves so that it's high enough. I'm standing up. I know the camera's kind of the wrong way. Sorry about this, but I needed to do it this way because I don't have a tall enough tripod to bring it down. It's like a whole thing. Anyway, so this is dry. It's got 2 coats of clear coat, 2 times Rust-Oleum gloss clear. I think I told you that. The reason why we seal it with that is because this is super slippery. So if we put epoxy on it, it's going to repel. So we need to give the epoxy something to stick with. And even in this case, because I'm going for the crackle effect, anything underneath that's going to spread apart is going to be this, you know, slippery surface. So it's just better to seal it. So, all right, I am going to go ahead and take my Elmer's glue, which is white school glue. This stuff. Whoa, where's the label? There's the label. There we go. Elmer's, okay? White glue. Don't use Elmer's clear. Do not use Mod Podge. None of that will work. Why? I have no idea. I just know that this is what works. And I'm sure somebody who's watching this knows the reason, is going to post it in the comments below, and thank you very much. But I just know that this is the way it's done. So I'm going to take my soft bristle brush, and I am going to start to put this around the cup. Now, and that's kind of gloppy. All right, I'm going to take that glop off. So if you want bigger crackles, you are going to put a thicker coat. If you want thinner thinner crackles, you're going to do a thinner coat. Now, this is experimental. No idea if it's going to work. So, we're just going to see. Like, I know that I've done crackle cups where, you know, I've done this. I've experimented with the amount of glue that I put on, and I, you know, painted with acrylic paint over it, and then did the whole drying process, and it crackled just beautifully, and I love the way it turned out. So I've never done a dirty pour and tried to crackle doing a dirty pour, so we are going to find out together. And, you know, look, I'm sure somebody's done it. I have not done it. I've not seen anybody do it. It may look ridiculous, and that's why nobody's doing it. Who knows? Let's find out. So, just painting this on. And I want a thicker coat. I definitely want a thicker coat for sure. So, because I want to get some good thick pieces in here. And the Elmer's glue is going to dry clear. So, all right. Now I'm just going to go around once more, make sure it's thick enough. I can, you know, it's funny because I can see the colors better now that the glue is on it. Of course, that's going to change when I do the dirty pour. All right, and just make sure it doesn't dry before you do your, before you do your dirty pour, because that's the whole point of this, is for it to be wet. All right, so I think this is good. It's going to be heavier in some spots and probably lighter in other spots because I'm not like ultra consistent, but that's okay because, different is good. So, all right, I'm going to put this here, and now we're going to do the pour. So I'm going to take my cup and I'm going to pour on the top, and you are not going to see. You know what? I'm going to pull you off. Sorry, guys. All right, I apologize if I'm wobbly, but I want you to see this. So I'm going to just start pouring, and I'm going to do a circular motion. And I'm just going to let it pour down the sides. And the black absolutely took over, like insane took over. And so it's pulled up. So here we go. I'm going to get messy. So I'm just going to pour, I'm going to let it go down the side here. Because it like pulled at the top. I'm trying just to get it, sorry, I'm doing it away from you guys. So this is interesting for sure. So, I mean, it looks really cool, but I'm not getting the coverage that I want. And I can't let this dry before I get the fan on it, because if it dries, it's not going to work. So, all right, let me put you guys back on the tripod. Oh boy, look what I just did. Ah. All right, so you know what? I've got a spot over here that didn't quite, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of paint it down. All right, that's not gonna work either. So, let's see if I can drip it down. So that's gonna be a weird spot there. Maybe I'll put a decal. Because that's not, I'm gonna try to drip. Oh, what a hot mess I'm making here. Look at this. Oh my God. There we go, we got it dripping now. This is crazy. The only good thing about dirty pour is that it doesn't dry fast because it's a lot of paint. But I'll leave, you know what? I'll leave those two spots because I'm looking to see cracks anyway. So I'm gonna have to clean myself up a little bit. Let me grab a paper towel. All right, note to self, wear smock when doing dirty pours. All right, so I'm gonna hit this from 3 sides with fans to try to get this to dry and see what happens. So I'm turning this fan on. And that's on high, and that high is, there we go. Now I'm gonna hit it with my heat gun. which is on low heat, and my blow dryer from other sides. All right, guys, I'm gonna save you from the noise of the heat gun, the blow dryer, and the fan all at the same time. And I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna just keep drying with them. I'm gonna go up and down, I'm gonna twist the cup, and by the time I get to the end, the cup will be dry enough to where you can see the crackle has started. And I'm just gonna hook you up now with some wonderful iMovie music. You can watch this or you can skip through. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. It's kind of dry to the touch. I don't really want to mess with it too much, but I'm gonna let it dry overnight and see what it looks like in the morning, and I'll come back and we'll take a look at this. All right, see ya. All right, guys, this cup has been drying overnight, and this is really cool. I like it. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's neat. I'm interested to see what it's going to look like under epoxy. It's got this textured look, and you see these cracks with the holographic glitter underneath. Now I just got to figure out what I want to put on it. So, all right, I'm going to be back. I'm going to epoxy this cup. Oh, but first I'm going to clean this rim up. So I'm going to clean it like I clean any other cup. So if you're not sure how to do that, jump back on my channel and check my video out on how to clean the rim of a cup. All right, I'm going to speed you up again because I'm just doing my epoxy process. I did not seal this cup before I went on to epoxy. I felt that it didn't need it, so I'm not doing it. So I am using my regular epoxy, my super clear, and I mixed 15 mLs total, so that's 7.5 of part A and 7.5 of part B. And I'm applying it to the entire cup, making sure I've got a nice smooth even coverage. And I didn't want it too thin because I want to fill some of these gaps. It's probably going to need 2 coats, but I will be back when I figured out what else I want to do with this cup after this step. And don't forget to torch once you're done putting the epoxy on the cup. Torch over blow dryer because torch pops bubbles, blow dryer does pop some bubbles, but it's more for moving. All right guys, so this has got 1 coat of epoxy. And I'm going to show you an up close. I really like this. And you know what? I'm definitely going to try this again, but I think I want to use a brighter color underneath next time. Or I might even do more black so you can see the lighter. So I don't know, the possibilities are endless. So, but for right now, I'm gonna focus on this cup. And you know, I was like going round and round. I've been racking my brain, like, what am I gonna do? So I have a bunch of tattoos and I think I wanna I picked this one out, and a lot of these are, you know, they have a lot of blacks and grays and stuff, which is this cup. So I wanted something with a little bit more color, hoping that this works out. So I don't know, we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna cut this out, and I'm gonna first start out above the Reaper because I don't want that in there. And I'm just gonna kind of shape this out. I'm gonna cut and shape, and then I'm gonna, I guess, you know, place it on my cup and figure out where I want it and how big I want it. So this is me in experiment mode, guys. Thanks for being patient with me. But you know, I'm just sharing the experience, sharing, you know, how things come about, because you know, they don't always come to you. So, you know, sometimes you got to sit on things for a while before they come to you about what you think is going to look good. And experiment, because that's how, you know, people develop new ideas and new new techniques, is just to do. I mean, nothing that anything I'm doing is new, I'm sure of it, but for me it's new, so that's what matters. So do I really want all this in here? So I mean, I like the flowers, but I don't want it to overpower the cup. So I think what I'm going to do is, I mean, I really like this flower down here, but I kind of want to focus on her. So I'm going to leave the 1 flower, but I'm going to cut this one out. And I'm not really sure what that is. It's like, I think some sort of like a wave runner, but we can get rid of that. All right, so I think I like this. Not exactly sure how it's going to turn out on this cup background, but I guess we're about to find out, right guys? I'm just going to cut this off a little bit. You know, and if it's too high, like you can fold it over and it can overhang. It's not a problem. Because with tattoo, it folds over easily. So when you're applying your tattoo, you're going to peel your film off. You're not going to peel it off beforehand, because once you place it on your surface, it's going to stay there because it's tacky. So I am just going to put that down and just press down from the center. Work my way outward. Hope that it's straight. But if it's crooked, oh, well, it's crooked. All right, so see, it's like sticking to the cup. Then I'm gonna take my wet paper towel and I'm gonna start pressing this on. You know, tattoos are really fun to put on cups. They're so easy and they're so forgiving, and you really can buy really, really pretty tattoos on Amazon or Etsy, you know, inexpensive, so they're not going to break the bank. It's not, you know, you can order, you know, a bunch of tattoos and it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna really affect the cost of your cup. So don't be afraid to jump on, you know, Amazon and just look up, you know, temporary tattoos, and you're going to see all the designs. So I'm just getting this wet and I'm pressing down. If I'm rubbing, I do it gently, but I like to do mostly pressing. And these tattoos that I got released pretty quickly. And I bought a bundle of these, so let's see. All right, I am peeling back. All right, guys, check it out. What do you think? I think it looks pretty cool. It's pretty neat. You can actually still see the glitter, some of the glitter through this, which is neat. So now I'm just gonna press my tattoo down, make sure there's no water bubbles. And if there are, and you can't, like, I don't rub these tattoos at all. I pat them. So if you find that there's a stubborn bubble in there, like look from the side, if you see a stubborn bubble, like I have a big one right here, if it doesn't want to seem to press down, just take your weeding tool, because your weeding tool has a super sharp point, and just go in there and just kind of stab it and then just press it down. All you need is this tiny micro hole, and you're never going to see it, but it's going to flatten that whole bubble out. So it's a really good way to flatten bubbles without ruining your tattoo. And you can do that with water slide too. I think it works better with tattoo though. So I like it. I am gonna let this dry, and I'm gonna put a coat of epoxy on this, or maybe 2, depending on how many it needs to finalize, and then I'm gonna be back to do my final remarks. All right, guys, I'll see you in a bit. I just wanted to show you this real quick, guys, because I thought it was really cool. So I'm gonna give you a close up. So look, you can see right here in her face, you can see the crackle underneath, and that gives her like such an interesting appearance. Okay, I really love this now. All right, now I'm gonna go and let this dry. Oh, and dry time, probably like a half an hour to 40 minutes or 45 minutes, and then it'll be ready to go under a coat of epoxy. Okay, see you in a bit. All right, guys, I'm done with this cup. I love how it came out. It was a total experiment. Experiment to me. I'm sure somebody's done it, but I love the way this came out. The crackle here is really cool. So I am definitely going to do this one again, and I'm gonna do it part 2. So I'm gonna use brighter colors underneath. I'm gonna still use the black, white, and silver, but I'm going to use brighter colors. I think I figured out my color palette. I think I want to do like an orange, red, and yellow. But I'm definitely going to try this again and see how the bright colors look. And so everybody, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Please check the description below for all the products that I used or where you can find the products. And I think that is it for me. And I will see you all next time. Bye.